Good morning, my dear kids. So, as we are going to go for the EMI and the AC tomorrow's exam, that one. So we'll go for some numericals on that electromagnetic induction in the AC circuits. I just picked up some best numericals, which are with mixed concept. Let's try to discuss them. So let me start the class. Read things carefully. So I think all the questions are such that you have to read once with extra highlight. Then try like what concept you can bring. I'll give you 3 minutes time for this. You read it properly. Meanwhile, I'll set the diagram. One will be in this direction. What about this? It will produce magnetic field in this direction. C and C dash. Some BC, I'll write it. It'll be BC. The magnetic field produced by this will be BC dash. Okay, I think, can we calculate this magnetic fields? The most important part of the problem, what I'm bringing, BC equal to BC dash should be equal to mu naught. So how much of current? Let it be I, n number of turns, n into radius of that are each of radius A. The radius also will indicate. N mu naught I, there's a magnetic field. Look at now, conducting disk rotating a magnetic field. Go back to the, like here I'm asking you to imagine a rod. Well, I'll give a one very small diagram at least. No, this will be, this is the in that one. So can we treat this as one rod? And if this is rotating and there's a magnetic field is there, then what is the radius of this is E. So what is the EMF induced between point O and this? Let me write O dash. Between O and 1 or between O and 4 it will be. So what is the formula? The EMF is similar to rod only, no? The EMF induced across the points O1 should be equal to B omega square, B omega A square by 2. Am I right? EMF induced in the rotating rod, B omega A square by 2. So this won't like this here. What we can put is now an EMF will be generated between point 2 and 1 and between point 3 and 4. Okay, this is a 3 and 4. 3 or O dash, anything you can write it. Well, for our convenience, we took it here. So this also shall we write is equal to E34 is equal to E12 magnitude. What about the direction? We don't know that we have to work out. Anybody, can you tell which will be positive or negative? Now leave this circuit, everything you come for this one. So directly make a circuit here now. So we are going to build up a circuit now. So this is the resistance R, this is the EMF E, and here I'm going to bring the point 4 and this is 1. Point 3 you can write it. So it's a rotating rod. So B bar into the plane, B bar B bar into the plane omega. So this will be, I think one will be positive, no? So here we'll bring that EMF E43. As there's a conducting rod, the green color is a conducting rod. So from 3 to 2, there's a rod or a shaft, I think something conducting shaft, SS dash. So it will be like this. So then again here, B bar out of the plane and omega like this, B bar out of the plane and omega in this direction, B bar and B bar out of the plane. Okay, again, one will be at higher potential. (192) E12. What are the values? We have values here. B omega A square by 2. This is what happens. Okay, now I think the circuit connection, I will make it. Okay, it should be here, no? I made correction. So then this, what it will go? It will go like this. This is the point C dash. Make observation. Compute the electromagnetic force EMF induced between the rims 194. Check once the direction. I think I'm right. Direction, this will be.
2 will be at higher potential, sir.
2 will be at higher potential.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 2 will be at higher potential. Okay, now between 1 and 4 is asking, shall I add up these two? Shall I add, and what is the value of B? B is nothing but equal to this one. So E14 is asking. Electromagnetic force range between 1 and 4. So therefore E14 should be equal to E12 plus E43. So how much it is equal to? B omega A square by 2, B omega A square by 2. Sum of these two should be equal to B omega A square. What is B is equal to N mu naught I 2A omega A square. B square, I think we are missing B square. Radius is each of radius of the shaft is how much? B, no, it is. Oh. I'll make changes here. Yeah. So many symbols are there. I made changes. Look at this one. So 2A will be there. Okay, this will be our option. And this will be our answer one. And just I think somehow we have to break up this circuit. Say very easy. Yes, just mixed up. It's one of the very famous equipment it is. I just brought it here. And now after that, angular velocity omega of the shaft is set in such a value that reading of galvanometer G is 0. Then determine the unknown resistance R. Okay, this R we can find out. It's telling this will be equal to 0. Galvanometer, where's the galvanometer? The galvanometer. How come? No current will flow here. And is asking to get the value of R. How to bring that idea here? No? Reading of galvanometer G is 0, then determine the unknown resistance R. Okay, we have all the circuits. We are able to draw it.
Sir, galvanometer is connected between cell and resistance R, no, sir, in the diagram.
Oh, I didn't draw properly. Yeah? Is it okay? Yeah? No? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, fine. Now you see this. Current to galvanometer is 0 is telling. Current to galvanometer is 0 means this potential drop should be equal to this potential drop. And also there'll be some current will be flowing. So we'll do one thing, we'll write some X and Y something. VXY, we know, and the VXI, and there'll be some flow of current. There'll be some flow of current in the circuit. So that VXY should be equal to I into R. But do we know I? That there's only possibility, current to galvanometer is 0 means then this potential, the potential drop across this potential should be equal to this one. This potential should be equal to this one. So therefore, VXY should be equal to E41. So we will, what do we write here now? So this E14 should be equal to I into R. I gets cancelled, so we'll get R. Nothing to do. So I'll write the thing. Okay, we will let me minimize it. What I'm going to do is like, as IG is 0, so therefore what we should write, VXY should be equal to IR. What is VXY? VXY should be equal to E14. Substitute that. E14 equal to I into R. The high gets eliminated. N mu naught the equation for R will be N mu naught radius is B. Okay, yeah, I changed it. Huh? Okay, I'll scroll down to next problem. Maximum, some experimental based questions I brought it. Maximum, these are, I think you check the advanced paper, no? They even went for questions of these kind also. Let me take the, okay, there's answer. Okay, there's one more. First, you start reading question and understand the situation. I think once you get the situation clearly, you can manage to some extent, like previous problem. Conducting ME spherical surface. And there's a rod is there. So why to draw again, we'll take the same diagram. So we can save a lot of time. Here, let me explain in this. Read question. I will go for the, I'll start the explanation. I think you're able to see this. So this is the there's a string, and we'll bring the okay, now read it. You can see that it will go around in that circular path. I think you have to go back to conducting string of length L. there's a string. So this part is what? A string. And how is the magnetic field? B bar is directed in this way. Okay, let me first we'll calculate that EMF induced across the string. I think that will solve our complete problem. Once we get that, the rest of everything we can manage here. Nothing big. Okay, this is O. We'll call this as A. This point as A. So this is OA. Let me assume a small element. Let me assume a small element of length dr at a distance r. So how the B bar is vertically up, and it will have, as it is rotating about this axis, this omega, then it will have the velocity. I think the velocity, I'll show it somewhere like this. So what is V equal to? V equal to R omega. We know it. What is the EMF induced in that? So I'll resolve that B into two parts. One perpendicular to the rod, other component parallel to the rod. Perpendicular component will be B sine alpha. This is alpha. Component parallel to the rod will be B cos alpha. Look at the B sine alpha. B sine alpha is perpendicular to the length of the rod and perpendicular to the velocity. Agreed. So therefore, the EMF induced in this small elemental length should be equal to B into B sine alpha, V into dr. What is further V? V is a tangential velocity it is due to this omega. V will come X omega. V is not R omega. I think you have to go back to the circular motion into dr. So what is sine alpha? Sine alpha is equal to X by R. So X is what I'm going to write? R sine alpha. So D equal to B sine alpha. X will be R sine alpha omega dr. B omega sine square alpha R square dr. One more R. Here one more R is there, no? Only one R will be there. So B omega sine square alpha will come. So this will be R dr. Okay, this will integrate. Now from where to where? This will be EMF induced across the rod OE. And what is the length of the rod is L. So the limits will be 0 to L. So we'll get EMF induced EOA is equal to B omega sine square L square by 2. Sine square alpha L square by 2. Okay, remember, very important. I think in many places, many problems also you have come across. Okay, there's the initial part. Okay, now I'm getting this one. What about the alpha and V is asking what should be the applied EMF and what is alpha? It is rotate, and look at this one, angular speed omega in a uniform vertical magnetic field. Omega is constant, so there'll be an EMF will be induced. Then after this, what to do? The way he has asked question. After this, what has to be done? So here, what we can do is like a look at the rod. What are the forces that are acting on the rod? The forces that are acting on the rod will be mg. There'll be some reaction forces, anything. And will there be any? So we have to calculate this particular alpha. Any method? Cos alpha we have to find out. Hope if you can remember some equations. What are the equations like? When a rod rotates about like this, so what is the expression for the angle made by the rod with the vertical? So I already, I think we have discussed it, many problems in rotation mechanics. I'm directly writing, just check back my notes, it's available. What is alpha? Alpha is the angle made by the rod with vertical when it is rotating with an angular velocity omega. Hope everyone is able to understand this. Substitute G, L and omega, you'll get the alpha. Is mixing some rotation, rigid body. You might have forgotten what, sir, how to calculate this? How to calculate this angle made by alpha? This is in rotational equilibrium, no? We say this in rotation. Rod, what is the state of rod? In rotational equilibrium. Rotational equilibrium. Then here you assume a pseudo force. Take small element. The pseudo force should be balanced by a reaction here, and the other component of reaction should balance weight. Then solve Rx and Ry, take the ratio of that everything, solve, you'll get the expression for alpha this much. Already, I think just go back to rigid body mechanics. I have discussed this. Not in online, offline class during that. In the first year, the angle made by the rotating rigid rod with the vertical. We got alpha, substitute that. So this alpha is out. What about V? Okay, now look at this one. What is the state of this? Omega is constant. If omega is constant, is there any torque acting on the rod? If omega is constant, the net torque is zero. Net torque is zero means there should not be any torque due to induced current. Able to analyze? There should not be any torque due to induced current. So as omega is constant, so therefore net torque on the rod should be zero. If the net torque zero means there should not be any induced current. There should not be any current flowing through the rod because, or through the string. Rotating. Okay, through the, okay, there's a rotating rotational equilibrium. String, it's a string, no? I thought of rod. Let it be even then. We can. Okay, current will be zero. If current is zero means, if there's no current is there means, what all the EMF produced should be equal and opposite to this. Okay, easily I'll get it. So therefore, what we can write? V equal to EOA. Solve it, you'll get the required answer. I verified it. We are getting 0.6 volt, we'll get it. And this directly, since I know formula, I wrote it. If rod is having angular acceleration, then there'll be induced current. There's a basic idea of this particular problem. Only this calculation of induced EMF is something very important. Some new situation is there. And look at the condition. Yeah. Okay, magnitude, I'm putting magnitude. Okay. Only magnitude. O should be a tire potential, no? The way the rod is rotating. Omega downward. Okay. And now check it. O will be tire potential. Omega I made up downward. We'll take the next one. Carefully again, it's like a two rings are there. There are two rings are there. Read the question. Meanwhile, I'll make some conditions here. Initially, I think just like the distance between the center of the rings is just greater than 2a. There are two rings are there. So then in one of the position, what they do, they will overlap. So this ring will come near, and this ring will be here. I think this is what the diagram is. Okay, initially it is like this. So both are having same velocity v. So you make up this, he has given so many things, C1, C2, A, B, the point of intersection. And this is D and E. Okay, now you go back to motional EMF. Directly take help of motional EMF. That'll be better, easier one. No? So this will be the triangle is what will get it. Check it. So shall we write this as say some theta? Or total angle is theta. Theta by 2, theta by 2. We know radius r. Can we get the length AB? 2r cos theta by 2. The length AB is equal to 2r cos theta by 2. After this, what we have to do? This about the mathematics is what I'm bringing the thing. So from the triangle AB, what we can write it as 2r cos theta by 2. I'll write alpha because flux will be using no symbol. How to calculate the EMF induced everywhere B is into the plane. What to do when you get a situation like this? See, like you treat this is one arc, this is one arc, this is one arc, this is one arc. So we know that what will be the length. Effective length is what we should go know. So what is the EMF induced for EADB? EA, like a yellow color ring, or so this will write P1. What is the EMF induced of all these elements? Will be same. So can we also predict the direction of induced EMF? Can we also predict the direction of induced EMF? Yes, we'll apply the Lenz's law and we'll get the direction of induced EMF in each. These things I will take it out. Let's indicate the EMF induced in those things, or we'll give the name 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. What about the B bar into the plane? It is a yellow color rod is moving towards left. So B bar velocity. So this should be the positive. So the polarities will be here in this way. You will give name, some simple names like a E4, I'll write it. Now what about this? This will be E3. So this will be E2. Actually, I have to show it here. Okay, for this, I'll show it here. Okay, no problem. Okay, you are telling sir why off that one. So here, these are the, so call them as E1. This is E. This we give number D. So many symbols again here also. What about the magnitude of all these EMFs? Will be same. E1 equal to E2 is equal to E4 is equal to B V into length. Length is how much? 2r cos alpha by 2. I think your problem is solved once you are here. Now, what about the current? And all are having their resistance per unit length is also available. How to get the direction of flow of current? All are having, they're having same EMF. So how your circuit diagram? So if you find very difficult, no, better jump into the circuit diagram. So the resistance of this, I'll show it here. The resistance of this along with this cell. Hmm? These two will have same resistance. I'll call them as R3, R4. Same symbols will stick on. So this will be E1, R1, E2, R2. What about the resistance R4 and R3? Arc length. We have to take help of that arc length, no? And what about the resistance? Here, I think I took symbols here. What is the resistance of like this AP1B? I think it should be equal to arc length of this one. So what is the angle subtended by the arc? Alpha, alpha into R. What is the radius? Radius is A, no? Oh, I think I'm, R is the resistance. I changed it. Huh? Okay, now get into the discussion now. Now this will be, what is the resistance R3 and R4? R3, R4 should be equal to, arc length should be equal to A alpha into lambda. What about the resistance R1 and R2? Should be equal to 2 pi minus alpha. This is the angle into A into lambda. What about the current? How the flow of currents we have to take it? I think you directly come, forget about EMI. The EMI is over. No, the flow of currents, I'll do one thing. Here, one current will flow that will take capital I. And the capital I will, this is very important. The circuit, if you draw, you are okay, fine. Otherwise, you are gone. And what about the other current? The other current is, it will be of like this, small I. Able to notice this one. So what is I is equal to? I think if you write the I is equal to, it will be E3 plus E4 plus R3 plus R4. And the sum of that should be equal. So therefore, this will be 2 into BV. Okay, that 2A cos of alpha by 2 by R3 plus R4. So this will become 2A. This is a current I. Similarly, expression for current capital I will write it. So there should be equal to E1 plus E2, R1 plus R2. So E1 plus E2. So this will become 2BV. Into A lambda. The force on any circular ring at time t, the current in the branch BDA of the ring. I think it was asked. So now substitute the value of alpha and work out here. AC1B. So it is asking this current I. BDA. The current in the branch BDA. Where is the B? B is here. I'm not seeing B symbol. B. D is asking this capital I. So is it okay now? Substitute the value of alpha. Alpha is 60 degrees. Here also, alpha you substitute in radians. Shall I pick up option C? Let me solve it. I is equal to 2BV. To a cos of, this will be root 3 by 2, 60 degrees. So this will be root 3 by 2. 2 pi. This will be pi. How much will get? This will be pi by 3 into a lambda. Check calculation once. Is it 4 BVA? So this will be 665. 5 will come. Lambda will be there. A will get cancelled. Root 3, yeah, we are getting. Okay, we'll see why any corrections are needed. So this will become 3 5 pi. 2 6 BV 6 root 3 BV by 5 pi lambda. Am I right? Check calculations.
Sir, in the denominator, we should multiply with 2, no, sir?
Ah, yeah, 2 is there. No, 2 I brought it. No, 2. 2 is there. This is what EMF induced. No, I multiplied 2. I added up 2. No,
No, sir, in the equation of capital I.
They're also same thing, like a E1 plus E2, 2 times of.
For R1 plus R2, sir?
Oh, the denominator 2 is needed.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. We have missed 2, you know. Now the 2 gets eliminated. I think this 2 will not be there in the next step. In the next step, this 2 will not be there. So here it will be 3 will come then. 3 root 3, yeah? Three root 3 BV by 5 pi lambda. AC1B is 60 degrees. AC1B is 60 means alpha 2 will be 30 degrees. Yeah, cos 3 by 2. Root 3 will come. We'll make this as an option. Huh? Then there's the problem with the options are there. I'll make correction here. 3 root 3 BV by 5 lambda. Oh, no, force on the circular ring. Force on the circular ring at time AC1B. It's asking the force on that one. I think that I should come here. So what is the magnitude of force? F should be equal to B into I into, we know length. What is the length? Into effective length will be AB. So this will be B. What is the value of I? I will be 2BVA. A also gets eliminated. 2BV cos of alpha by 2. 2A gets eliminated here. So we'll be left over with alpha lambda. This is B. And what is the length of this will be? 2A cos alpha by 2. So this is the force on AC1B. Uh, 2B, here also 4 B square B cos alpha by 2 cos alpha. Any value shall I write final? Root 3 by 2, root 3 by 4. Okay, this will become 3. 3B square V by alpha lambda. A should be there, no? Why he gone? 1 A will be there here. 3B square AV by lambda. Okay. check calculation. I'm just give the idea. So this is what I feel the answer. Effective length is what we have to take it here also. Effective length will be 2a cos alpha by 2. I think I have to change this also option. I'll add correction. So this will become 3b square ab by alpha lambda. I'll go to the next one. Let's a bit some more questions very lengthier. Let's see this. Maybe it will end up in less time. Read the question. I think directly a T cos 0 is asking. A T cos 0 will see that what is how the circuit will be. A T cos 0. So the circuit where all capacitor should be. The switch is open. The switch is open. First, the reading of emitter immediately just after the key K is closed is. Initially, the switch is open. There's no charge in capacitor or inductor. Before closing the switch, capacitor, no charge, inductor, no current. Emitter is ideal. Choose the correct option. So the moment if I close the switch, then now the capacitor will be the first option I'm trying to discuss. This is emitter. Capacitor in place of capacitor, I'll put short circuit. And where all the inductor is there, open circuit. And there's a resistor 4R and there's a R. And the current will take path like this. Let's see that is there any this is a V. So now what is the path? The current has it's having a path at that instant. So it will take a path. I'll just highlight with it. So the current will take a path like so there's a path for the current to flow. So what is the expression for current? I equal to V by 4R. Now, here there was the inductor, this was the capacitor. It should be shorted. Shorted means again, now you have to really ask this question. Sir, is it really current will flow here? The current, why it will take this path? It will take this path, no? You have to be very careful. Open circuit will not flow. Short circuit, the whole current will flow through it. So no current will through the, there won't be any current through the emitter. So what is the path of the current? The current in fact will take a path like this. So here it will not branch. So what is the expression for I? I should be equal to V by 4R. The reading of emitter. But what is the reading of emitter? Will be 0. So option A is ruled out. Next, the reading of emitter immediately just after the key K is closed is 0. I think this is correct, no? Option B is correct. The key is kept closed until a steady state is achieved, then the key is opened again. The reading of emitter immediately after the key K is open. I think this is a very good problem. At steady state, first we'll see how capacitor open circuit, how the inductor will be short circuit, and there'll be some flow of current. Can I continue? I think, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
we'll continue. There's a thing. So at steady state. So I think anyone, what happened? We have to analyze here. The question is very simple, but very important. I feel so such questions is what actually student has to give priority, because no integration, nothing is there. Only thing is you should draw all the circuits for all the options. What happen? You have to once analyze. So here is what now a steady state current, high infinity will call it. So what is the path of that high infinity? High infinity now will flow like this. Because capacitor will be open circuit. This is at t equal to infinity. This is at t equal to 0. So the path of the current, the current will take a path. There's a path it will follow. So here is what the resistance L is there, inductor L, and there's a capacitor C. What is the steady state current? I infinity. Now what I do is like I will open that switch. So will there be any charge across capacitor? Anybody? Any steady state charge? Yes, it will be there. No. So what is the polarity of capacitor? It will be plus minus. This is very important. If you miss here, I think gone. Nobody will help you. So what is this? What is the steady state current? I infinity. What is the steady state charge across capacitor? Q infinity should be equal to C into I infinity into R. The drop. What is I infinity? V by R. Because what is I infinity? I infinity is V by R. So this will become CV. So this is the steady state charge. What is I infinity? Steady state current. Now I'm going to open the circuit. What conditions will arise? So a charged capacitor is what you are going to bring here. Plus Q infinity minus Q infinity. Switch open. So what is the role of cell is what we have to see. And this is the inductor. It was having energy. Some flux will be there. U infinity, I'll write it. Is asking now the reading of ammeter. What to do now here? There is a resistor is there. There is a resistor 4R and this is R. This is a capacitor. I think option C and D are a little bit. Keys opened again. The reading of ammeter of the keys open. Just I'll open it. So then here there won't be cell to support this flow of current through the inductor. Are you getting now? So as there's no cell to support the flow of current, so there won't be current to produce this drop. So the capacitor start discharging, the inductor also start discharging. Then how the steady state current has to flow? Here, no, look at how the direction of current across the inductor. In what direction the growing current, the steady state current, it will flow. In that direction only, the decay current has to flow. So how the current in both the loops will be now? The current in both the loops will be here. This IL current will flow in this way. This is what just after switch open, just after switch is opened again. No, so this will be IL, no? And then what conditions will arise? And this will start discharging. Call IC. We know what is this discharging current? Any idea? Discharging current? IC should be equal to Q infinity e to power of minus T. This will write I naught. I do remember. What is I naught should be equal to? potential difference across the capacitor by the resistance R. What is the potential difference across the capacitor? Should be equal to, this should be equal to Q infinity by C into this one. So this is E minus TRC. So Q infinity is how much? We are already calculated CV. So this will become VR. At T equals 0, we are discussing the problem. So therefore this will become V by R at T equal to 0. At any time to this equation. Similarly, the decay current, what is the formula for decay current? This is very quite simple. T by, this is minus RT by L. What is I infinity? I infinity is what? V by R. At T equals 0, it will be. Look at how these two currents are opposite to each other. So the current to the emitter will be equal and opposite. No current will flow. Very good problem. Just I brought it. The decay current should flow in the direction of the steady state current only. So I'll pick up this option. I will slide down. Anybody taking? We'll take the next question here. You are able to read, it seems. Multiple things he has asked. Just read once. Huh? There's also one way of asking more than one option, especially in advance. I think some almost some around. I saw some. Each option separate diagram he has given. Almost like this 6 times they've asked. If you make observation of the advanced papers. In series RLC AC circuit, average power in resistor R is given by RMS square, which is equals to VRI RMS cos phi, where phi is the phase difference between the source voltage and the source current. I think that's a correct statement. Theoretical question. Cos phi is what? Power factor. Cos phi is what we call power factor. So we are not able to understand anything what you are saying that one. See, what I mean to say is, in a series RLC circuit, if this is the VRMS, if this is IRMS, this is cos phi, no? So what is the power, average power dissipated formula? This should be equal to IRMS into VRMS cos phi. Oh, sorry, it should be VRMS, I'll keep it. IRMS cos phi. You resolve a component of IRMS along the VRMS. One component. The other component will be here. The one more component will come. So what is another component? IRMS sin phi. Other, this will be IRMS cos phi. So this is called like a wattless current. What is the average power dissipated? This should be called VRMS IRMS cos phi. And I think you know this also is equal to what, like, I think I made very simple. What is the average power dissipated in RLC circuit? Current through the resistor R, I square R into R. If you have this info, go for it. This is called like a power factor. What is the power factor? Cos phi should be equal to R by root of Z. Just basic concept, but it's a correct statement. Frequency of a charge of current oscillation, LC oscillation is double of frequency of energy oscillation in inductor or capacitor. One more again. Shall we look at expression for the, I think simple. If you go for LC oscillations, in LC oscillations, charge will vary harmonically with the time. Sine or cos, anything you can take, no problem. What about the energy across capacitor? We do write like this, no? Q square by 2C. Now this also, I think we had a discussion long back. No, look at this one. Who is varying? So this will vary. This will have an angular frequency of omega. Look at the energy variation. It's having an angular frequency of 2 omega. Sir, how it is possible? So you do one thing, further expand. You may get confused. Now you see this one. There's some constant, no? So look at the frequency. The energy in the capacitor or inductor will have the frequency twice of that, the frequency of LC oscillation circuit. But what he has given, frequency of charge or current LC oscillation is double of frequency. No, half of it should have been. If it were off, you would have picked up option. So these are ruled out. You have to take help of mathematics here. It's not a conceptual where you have to close eyes and imagine, write equation and conclude. So usually what will happen, it should have been off. I would have picked up. Now in the circuit shown for the moving rod in the shown manifold potential effect of the points A and B rod, I think effective length is also correct statement. Across this, the effective length is what matters here, no? What will be this angle, how it will be directed, irrespective of that. The effective length is what? Equal to L. No. In the diagram shown, time varying, VRMS is equal to, go back to AC circuits for off sine wave. So where is the sine wave? Sine wave is only here, off sine wave it is. Better if you remember the RMS values of different AC signal, you can save time here. Again, otherwise you have to work out. Should be V0 by 2, no, not V0 by. So there's also correct statement. Shall I say, if you want, I'll prove it. No need. Option D. Where do this will help you? In off wave rectifier, semiconductors. The output will be, the signal will be similar to that of the off wave rectifier, no? There the RMS value, what we took, V0 by 2. Now what is the generalized formula? It will be like a VRMS is equal to 1 by T 0 to T V square T dt. This is what one time period. So 0 to T by 2, you break up this interval. 0 to T by 2, it is how much? V0 sine 2 pi capital T. T by 2 to T, it is 0. Now you integrate and VRMS square. V0 square by T. Sine square, this will become 1 minus cos 4 pi T capital T. You will get V0 by 2. Okay, I think integral of this will be here. We'll end up with T here. By 2 is missing here. I'll write it. Integral of cos 4 pi will become sine pi, T by 2, T by 2. The next step will be this much only. And this will be answer. So we'll pick up this also option. We'll take the next question. Some elliptical thing, what to do with this diagram of this kind. You are very good in maths, so you can easily manage such numericals. What is a loop now? So first of all, so where is the loop? If you can identify the loop. So this is the loop. I'll shade that loop region. I think the problem is very simple. If you can identify, okay, there's a loop. That yellow color is what? The area of the loop. If the frame is rotated about y-axis, and now it's b bar is like this. So we are not, say, like, the problem is you can make it very simple. If the loop is like this, what you are going to do? If your loop is like this, and you are rotating about this one, so about the y-axis, then what is the flux? Flux will be equal to BL square cos omega t. This you are going to differentiate. What is L square here? Area of cross section of the loop. Now instead of this, we have particular thing. So now initially now all the B bar, let the B bar and the N cap will in same direction. Now as it rotates, there'll be angle between B bar and N cap is going to change. So in some position, the loop will take position like this. So this is the B bar is out of the plane. What about N cap? N cap now angle. So there's angle between B and N cap is non-zero, no? So continuously this theta will be varying, and we do write from circular motion omega equal theta t. So I think directly I should write for what is the area of cross section of this loop. This I'll call loop. EMF induced is equal to area of the loop into magnetic field B into cos theta, and where theta equal to omega t. Now what is the area of the loop? Area of ellipse pi a square. So I think I'll bring some mathematics. This is the A1, B1. Next, we are having a smaller ellipse, A2 and B2. If I keep it both, if I take the difference of these two areas, is nothing but half of it will be the area of this loop. Able to make it out? This one, if I place it here, here is what I'll get that loop, no? What is the area of ellipse? Pi AB. Here, pi AB. So therefore, what is S into loop should be equal to pi A1 B1 minus A2 B2 by 2 into B. This is cos omega t. I think we know all the values.
Sir, into omega, no, sir.
1. Yeah, omega will come here. So what is the maximum value? This will be the maximum value. Pi B omega by 2 A1 B1 A2 B2. This quantity what happened will be the maximum value. It's a AC signal, no? Substitute all the values. So what are A1, A2? I think from equation of ellipse you can find out. A1 will be 3A. A2 will be 2A. B1 will be 2A. B2 will be, am I right? From equation of ellipse. You know, do remember some very simple objective. Even in mains, they can dump such things. I took here elliptical, so some other any shape loop. Usually we have in books maximum like this: square frame, circular frame, rotating. I brought a loop of this shape. 2 pi. So the value of k value, the answer will be 2. Later on you cross check it. Let me take the next one. Here, very good problem. Some 3 different ideas is what involved here. First read question and try to understand. I took almost 9 minutes to solve. Maybe I'm very poor in calculation. No calculation, little bit all diagrams, everything. No, almost I took 9 minutes. Long insulating cylinder of length L and radius R will be very much. The cylindrical surface carries a charge Q. I think there's another cross-sectional view diagram is what he has given for us. At the moment you release, what actually occurs there? What actually takes place? So this is the this is the string connected. So let's say, and this is the non-conducting string that is wound on it. Okay, I'm showing the plane diagram. Now, what about this? This can rotate about its particular axis here. It is hinged here. So this diagram only is what I'm showing here. What are the forces that will act first? The moment you release, mg, tension, here tension. And what is the cylinder? Long insulating cylinder of length L and radius. The cylindrical surface is uniform. And insulating string is coiled around the cylinder, at the end of which a particle of mass m is as shown in figure. The mass m falls, causing cylinder to rotate upward. Mass of cylinder is negligible. This is very, very important. So I need not to show the weight of cylinder here. So, and this is radius R, which will help us a lot. This is our cylinder, and this particular string is coiled on it. Non-conducting it is. Insulating string. Able to make it out? So, now let's get into this one. The moment the weight mg, the string will become taut. This will set up a torque about 0.2. It will set up a torque about 0.2. So due to this torque, the T into R, a torque is set up and the cylinder starts rotating and there's a charge on it. So where the charge is present on its surface. So let's show that charge. So because of this charge here, because of this torque, it will start rotating. Let's assume now. Or omega, I'll put it time being. So why do it will rotate? Because of the torque set up by the tension. Then this charged, it's like a charged ring rotating. This charged rotating, or this particular ring now. So if it rotates, will it produce any magnetic field? And he has put that R very much less than L. So it's like a rotating cylinder. Will it produce any magnetic field at the center O? Yes, it will be. So that magnetic field is what we needed here. How to calculate that magnetic field? So I directly jump to the other diagram than fighting here. So this is a long. Is infinity. So how the current, suppose if it is rotating like this cylinder, current here will be out of the plane. So how come current, the charge there, and here current will be into the plane. So now where the current will flow on the surface. because I equal to dq by dt. How the current? This will be the path of the current. Here is what we can assume a current is flowing here. So we do, and so what is the length of the cylinder? It's a very long string. So compared to R, L will be very much greater than R, or R will be very much less than L. In that sense, we say long. And now look at the current here, because of this rotating charge, a current is what we can say it is said to be flowing. And how the current is not along the axis. Current will flow perpendicular axis along the circumference of the cylinder. So what about the magnetic field in such a thing? I think we do have in material such question where current will flow along the circumference. Not along the axis, perpendicular to the axis, along the circumference. Their current per unit length will define. So this will be like a one current carrying sheet. You have to treat this as one current carrying sheet. Then what is the current per unit length? We'll define current per unit length as lambda. So what is the lambda? I'll introduce. So lambda as current per unit length. So what about the field due to this? How the this is out of the plane. If the current is out of the plane, so B bar here will be in this direction, B dash, B dash. Due to this, B double dash, B double dash, and both are equal, no? And what is B dash, B double dash should be equal to mu naught lambda by 2. So therefore, what should be the net field inside the conductor? What should be the net field? B should be equal to B dash plus B double dash. I think the maximum students will go wrong here only. Unless you are not clear, you're not possible this. No. So this is the magnetic field along at the axis. B bar at the magnetic field at the axis of cylinder. No. Okay, after this. This as the cylinder rotates, so the magnetic field will be there, and the magnetic field will vary. As the magnetic field varies, there'll be like a EMF will be induced. So how we define lambda? Some current per unit length is what we should define lambda. So what is the lambda? I should write it here. I by L. What is I is equal to? Q by T. And what is T is equal to 2 pi by omega. So like this, we'll bring this. This is a lambda. That I'll replace here now. So the B bar equal to mu naught Q omega 2 pi L. What is a flux linking the cylinder? So this will be flux linking the cylinder. So this should be equal to pi r square into B. So pi r square mu naught Q omega by 2 pi L. This I'll differentiate, I'll get the EMF induced. So d phi by dt. Okay, next question comes. Why do EMF will be induced? Because the omega will be varying. Omega will be varying. So now, shall we go for induced electric field? So there's a magnetic field, and the magnetic field is going to vary, and the EMF will be vary. So nothing but the induced electric field formula, E into 2 pi r should be equal to E. There's a very important part here. So this, what is E you should call? Induced electric field. Why it will be generated? Due to change in flux or due to change in magnetic field? Due to varying magnetic field is what induced electric field will be generated here. Okay, this E into 2 pi r, this should be equal to pi r square mu naught q 2 pi L. Alpha will write it d omega by dt. Pi one, we can cancel pi, no? We'll solve for E. I think I'm calculation solve everything. Okay, here one pi will get eliminated here. This pi will not be there. This pi will not be there. This pi will get eliminated. So the EMF will 1R also get eliminated. So this will become mu naught Q R alpha by 4L. Let's bring the relation between A and alpha. Now, what about EMF induced? What is the direction of induced EMF? Induced electric field, sorry. The flux B bar is here, will be into the plane. And due to omega increases, B bar will increase the rate. So negative flux, the induced electric field should be in opposite sense, no? Everywhere tangentially you can show it, E bar. So how the torque due to induced electric field will be opposite to this. We have to calculate the torque. Okay, next question comes like a, what is the mass of cylinder? It's telling it's light, no? If the mass of cylinder is light, the net torque should be zero. How net torque is zero? The torque due to induced electric field will be equal and opposite to torque due to tension. Then only the net, because what is the reason for that? Because the cylinder is massless. So net torque should be equal to I alpha. But there'll be tension. This is a very strange problem. Even I too felt a little bit difficult when I was solving. Able to analyze this. Why you to say that? Because net torque should be equal to I alpha. I'll come into this one. So we'll calculate the torque due to induced electric field. What is the torque due to induced electric field? Should be equal to charge Q E into R. Am I right? Shall I write total charge Q? All of you agree? Shall I write directly? Or if you want, I'll show it. So first we'll assume a small element, dq. So dq into E will be the force into R. If I integrate that, or else I'll do one thing. I'll integrate. Then I'll bring it. Should be equal to dq into E will be force into R. E and R are constant. So therefore the net torque, how much it should be. So this should become equal to E is equal to Q E into R. So this torque due to induced electric field will be Q mu naught Q R alpha 4L into R. Q square mu naught R square alpha 4L. This should be the torque due to induced electric field. Now we'll write it. Net torque should be equal to torque due to tension TR minus this one. And what this should be equal to I naught alpha. Oh, I wrote it here. What is the next? So as I naught is 0, so what do you expect alpha? As I naught is 0, alpha will be there, I naught will be 0. Very strange thing. Because of that, these two torques will be equal and opposite. T into R, okay, T into R minus torque due to induced electric field. So this will write it here. So now we'll substitute torque due to induced electric field. We know the value. This is the expression for tension. T, okay, this will become Q naught, Q square mu naught R alpha by 4L. Then what is from A should be equal to R alpha? Constraint equation, can you remember? Now you can write, you have a background, everything. This much is background needed. Now get into the problem. Go for the options. What is the equation we write? mg minus that's right. I'll move this. So many ideas are linked here. So now we'll get into the thing. So now first mg minus t equal to me. Do we know value of t? Yes. From that, can we get the acceleration? We'll get the acceleration. And moreover, the m value he has given. Mu naught q square 4 pi L. I think I'm magnifying it. Mu naught q square 4 pi L is the value of m. Those things we have to substitute and we have to calculate all the quantities which are needed. Let me proceed one by one. So m will be mu naught q square 4 pi L g minus t is equal to what is the value of t? Now what to do with R alpha? A equal to R alpha. For further this. We'll write in this form. What is A? A is the acceleration, what we assumed it. So the T will become now Q naught square mu naught A by 4 pi L. We are not getting pi here. Let's see. This will become. Anybody check pi? We are missing pi.
Sir, in the equation of capital E, we'll get denominator pi, sir.
Pi will be there here. Yeah, one. No, pi here will get cancelled.
4 pi L, sir.
This pi will cancel, no?
We'll not get pi in the equation of small e, sir.
Small e, pi will not be there.
It will get cancelled, sir.
Okay, this will be 4 pi
4
L.
pi L.
Oh. Here also I should bring no torque due to.
Yes, sir.
4 pi L. 4 pi L. Even here also 4 pi L. Now it will get eliminated. I think A will become G by 2. Solving this. I'll show complete description. Check it once. Till here is what? The background. Okay, now we have to check each and every option. Magnitude of tension, the string. I think we can easily work out, no? So this will be mg minus t equal to mg by 2. So t should be equal to mg by 2. Okay, this is our answer. Option A. Value of t plus mg. T plus mg is asking. T plus mg should be equal to 3 mg by 2. Value of t plus ma. Question okay, all of you? Able to see means value of, I think, t plus mg, t plus m. I think option P, Q, R come from that side. Column 2, you check it. Magnitude of tension, then t plus mg, t plus ma. Magnitude of, again, QE, where QE is magnitude of induced electric field at the circumference of cylinder. I think that also we can bring in terms of M. Magnitude of vector, option S is something very important. Magnitude of vector sum of hinge reaction and tension acting on the cylinder. What to do here? Magnitude of vector sum of hinge reaction. What do you mean by hinge reaction? The cylinder, it is hinged here, no? How much of tension should be here? T by 2, T by 2. That's all. No, the hinge reaction is nothing but here only, this one. The cylinder is suspended here. So this will be T by 2, T by 2, because this tension is T. Net force due to induced electric field will be 0. So T by 2 tension will come. Okay, the T tension will act here. And tension acting on the cylinder, T. How these two will be? I think the tension here should act in this direction. Vector sum is asking. The vector sum, it should be T by 2 only. This will be T by 2, T by 2. It will be tension T only. So the tension T should act in this direction, the hinge reaction. And the tension T will be acting on the cylinder. The vector sum of that is what is asking. This induced electric field, due to that, force will be 0. Net force will be 0. It is wasteless. The tension T is acting here. And the other tension here will act upward, no? What is the reaction? Vector sum of that one. Vector sum is asking here. It is, okay, he has given some rod like this here. Let me read once how it is suspended, I thought. Cylinder rotate about its own axis, causing the cylinder to rotate. Oh, it is rotating there. Due to rotation. Reaction, magnitude of vector sum of hinge reaction and tension acting on the cylinder. Hinge reaction on the cylinder. It is hinged here. Okay, what we have to do is, like, as the net force on it should be 0, no, because cylinder will not move. Should be 0, will come, no? Then how come non-zero here? Tension is mg by 2. We don't get any option. Option S, we don't have anything. I'm just clarifying things. Magnitude of vector sum of hinge reaction and tension acting on cylinder. So tension T will be downward, there's no doubt. Here the string, and it is being this axis. So what are the cylinder is light. So therefore net force on it should be 0. So how much of force will be here? T by 2 and T by 2. So the reaction at this point will be mg by 2 will come. The reaction here will be mg by 2. The vector sum of that is asking. And what is the tension should be equal to mg by 2. Mg by 2, mg by 2. No, this reaction should balance. Wait, no. 2R equal to T by 2. I will show it here only. I can't draw and separate one more diagram. So there's a reaction RY, and there's a T. So what is our reaction will be? 2RY plus T, and T equal to mg by 2. reaction will become mg by 4. The vector sum of this reaction and the tension is asking. One of the reaction is asking. So it should be equal to certain value. How much will be mg by 4? But we don't have any option. No? No options are there. Reactions or reaction is telling. Inch reaction means one of the reaction is what you have to take difference. One of the reaction, how much it will be? Mg by 4. Mg by 4 minus mg by 2 will be mg by 4. We don't have anything. Mg by 4, other option. Oh, 0 will not come, no? Reactions means okay, then 0 will come. Magnitude of vector sum of inch reactions and tension acting on the cylinder means I'll pick up 0. Only reaction means one end I'll pick up. I'm just clarifying because I feel like 2ry plus t should be equal to 0. So option this will come. Okay, QE also it's available because we are calculated E, no? Okay, other some, I think 2 more problems are left. 1 more problem left over. 2 more are there. So try to work out them. I have junior class.
Sir,
Oh, yeah.
how did you get acceleration?
Mg minus TA.
How did you replace small m, sir?
Is there no the first one in the question?
Okay,
M
sir,
equal
okay,
to, huh? Yeah.
Sir, why alpha is non-zero, sir?
That's what the equation. The question is brought to test ourselves in that way. Yeah? Cylinder is light, alpha will be there, but I will be 0. I naught will be 0 because cylinder is light. I think this is a very important thing here.
Sir, how can you say alpha is non-zero, sir?
Because the acceleration is non-zero, no? The block will fall. No, look at the way conditions are brought here.
Okay, sir.
Huh? Cylinder light, I thought alpha 0. Then I go on somewhere. Then again I came back. No, net torque equal to I alpha here. Net torque is 0 because I is 0. Alpha will be non-zero. I think there's the first problem what you are seeing there. Net torque equal to I alpha. Net torque is 0, but there'll be angular acceleration.
Sir, once can you open third question, sir?
Yes, cylinder is light. I am highlighting that particular point, specific point. Third question, where we are.
Yes, sir.
Third means 2 and 3. Okay, there's a ring 1. Yeah.
Sir, how did you assume direction of capital I, sir?
Look at the cell C2 E1. How I'll get the direction of E1, E2? By motional EMF. Okay.
Direction of current, sir.
I see. Like in this loop, what look at the polarity E2 and E1 in same sense. So they'll push current in this way. Look at.
Okay, sir.
Huh? Okay, well, I'll end up the class. Huh? I have one more junior. Okay, thank you all of you. All anything notes now, you can separately send me WhatsApp. In WhatsApp, you can ping me after 6 o'clock. Because till then I'll be having a classes. Continuously having a classes. 2 more sections I have to deal. Okay, so see, tomorrow exam, I think you will write it properly, revise all the things once again. So, and then Monday we'll meet again for paper discussion. Thank you all of you.